Anupama, please do. Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Let us continue Manana on Drk Drsya Viveka with the blessings of our Sadguru Sri Prabhuji. Anupama ji, now I invite you to tell the prayer.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmatacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam, Sadashiva Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmatacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam, Shruti Smriti Purananam, Alayam Karunalayam, Namami Bhagavatpadam, Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you. So to continue from where we left off, which was shloka number, talk number 72, 73 onwards. So it's all general stuff. I have a few. How can I apply Brahma Jnana in my life? That's one of the questions that came to me when I was listening to the talk. How do I apply it in my day-to-day life? Prabhuji has discussed about this.
You cannot separate Vyavaharika Jiva from Paramarthika Jiva. So always you cannot think I'm Brahman. You do the Vyavahara with the background, with the behind, that I'm Brahman, keeping that in this. Don't suffer along with the suffering part, or when the Vyavaharika Jiva goes through some pain and illness, don't suffer unnecessarily. Keep remembering you are Brahman, you are infinite, you have no pain. Asangohamadu. Remember that. And when pleasure comes, think this is also this will also come to end. Don't get attached to it, and remember that I'm infinite, and don't get attached to this particular pleasure when you lose it also.
Very good.
So that is my take.
Yeah, well explained. With an example, can you take your own life situation and with an example, and can you come up with how you have applied it at the right moment or something?
Right now I'm having a lot of neck pain from 6 months. So today, listening to today's this one, ನೆರಳಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನರಳ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗುರುಗಳು. So ನೀನು ಬೆಳಕು, you think you are Chaitanya and ಬೆಳಕು, and not this body. I'm not the body. The body has the pain. I'm not in pain. I am not in pain. It's the body which is the pain. So ನೀನು ಈ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಪೇನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ you think you're the body, nothing can give you solace. Everything will be permanent. So think you're Brahman and I'm without pain. I'm that way I can forget my neck pain to a great extent.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So can you explain that to Rajni, that nerallidre naraltiya? She doesn't understand. I'm sure she didn't understand what you were saying. What has Prabhuji said?
Being in light. One second.
Purnimaji, but there is one question with this. As Jayashree ji said, that Vyavaharika, definitely we can't separate the two. But suppose I have an invite to a party, and I have many invites, suppose. Now, do I make a discrimination? No, I'm not going to this. There's nothing to it. Or, as you said, I just flow with it and I say, nahi, main to sharir hu, and ye vyavaharika hai, masti bhi karne ka, khane peene ka bhi, khoob masti, and I'll come back home and I'll listen to Guruji's video. Then where do we draw the line to that also?
Yes. Who wants to answer that? Good question.
Actually, simplest
It is
way.
not.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Anupama and then Murtiji.
It is one of my observation being with Guruji. There is no line drawn anywhere. It is there. It is like uh, once the understanding is there, it is there. But when you are in this transactional world doing any action, do it to the fullest. And but there is no attachment in that, because that I am none of these things. I am only that Sachidananda is there. There is no line drawn anywhere. It is like just we go and write an exam. No, we prepare everything. Once the understanding is there, whatever question paper is coming, we just we don't. Oh, this question, this comes in this unit, this chapter. I have to write. We don't refer it. It automatically flows to us. No, it is like that.
Yeah, Anupama, now there is again a question to this. This question paper has not come to you. You have a choice whether to write this question paper, whether to write this answer or not to write this answer. Now, I have, suppose, a group of friends and they invite me for a party, whatever it is. Now, again, do I use my discrimination to go for it or not to go for it? Here, should I use a discrimination? Or as you say, I just get carried away with the background, oh, मैं तो ब्रह्मा हूँ, कुछ नहीं है, and वो होगा भी. You will not be get carried away, but do I even draw a line? What does this give me? I go to a feast, I meet 10 friends and all are dressed and all that. That is also one of the situation. So do I draw a line straight away? No, it is not. I go with the family, not that I will not indulge. Some points I can go, but do I even draw a line? What do I get out of this? Do I get the pleasure? What am I getting? Do I draw a line at that particular thing also? और as you said, एक क्वेश्चन पेपर आया, लिख दिया, अब मेरा बैकग्राउंड तो है भाई, है मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ, लेकिन मैं एंजॉय भी बहुत कर रहा हूँ, और फिर मैं आ जाता हूँ, ब्रह्मा की क्लास भी अटेंड कर लेता हूँ. So where do I stand regarding this?
Yes. Now Murtiji and everyone else can pitch in, and I will also pitch in the end. Yes.
Actually, this is very precisely, clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was in that confusion. Swadharma is the thing which should be able to address this problem. Any conflicts. What you think is your Swadharma. What is your Swadharma? Based on that, our Vyavaharika Jiva should perform. We should perform our Vyavaharika part. It is just not to please a set of friends. In the process, I should not get lost in those things, indulgences. So if my Swadharma permits, then I'll do it. If it is against my Swadharma, as a family holder, I have a responsibility as an husband, as a father, as a son, and so on. So at a given point in time, I can use my intellect to decide on what is my Swadharma for that point in moment. So that is what Krishna was suggesting. Arjuna had a very valid point. They were all relatives. They are all living beings. All of them get killed. But which is the bigger thing? Which is the higher dharma? Being yeah.
Murtiji, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ correct. But in the scenario that Rajni has given, suppose her question was, there is a party and there is a satsang, to which will I go? That conflict is not there.
Yes.
He's saying, there is a party, satsang will there later, but now I'll go to the party and now I'll go to later I'll go to the satsang. That is the conflict she is talking about.
That is also fine. Like, if what for we are born on this earth, end goal is mukti. So what is our purushartha?
That has to be in mind all the time.
Yes. Artha, kama, dharma, moksha. So this Artha Kama should be aligned to in short term, it should be aligned to Dharma. In long term, it should be aligned to Moksha. If any of my action comes in the way of this, I don't want to go there.
Nice. Well said.
I don't want to do that.
If by not going to the party, I'm going to hurt my husband, I'm going to hurt the person who is throwing the party, my presence is expected there. As being in a society, I have to play my role also. Do your Vyavaharika Jiva. Go there, enjoy. Don't get attached to all this glitter and everything. Remember, go and don't hurt anybody over there. Enjoy. Come back. I say that Swadharma is pleasing my family life members also.
It is not pleasing, ma'am. It is your responsibility. You
responsibility.
Yes.
It's responsibility to please.
It is not pleasing.
Not please. To
we
not
can
disturb the...
Yeah.
Not hurt. Yeah.
Only dead being can satisfy everybody's needs. No.
No.
I think one of our member had asked Prabhuji a question, and he very beautifully answered it. Is that there is a conflict? It is a relationship related conflict. In that, he answered, is this a need or is it a requirement? You need to fulfill the needs, not all their desires. Being a daughter or being a son, you, in dharmic way, you have a responsibility to fulfill the needs of the parents. So if you take the next part, there is no end to it. Dharma cannot define that at all.
No end to it.
No end to this.
You have to strike a balance.
Yes.
You have to strike a balance. Because the dominant fellow will always keep on, that need.
Desire is coming from the mind. There is no end to it. So if I behave like this, the expectation from the other side is, it should have been like this. How can I live? I'm a living being. I can fulfill the desires. Of course, that is my dharma. Sorry, needs, not the desires.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Yes.
Sorry, anything
We
else?
can prioritize our things. If it really needs to be gone, we can go. There is nothing wrong in that. And we have to set a boundary, or we have to just prioritize what is really needed.
Right.
And we can go have fun and come. There is, it's not just because we are into spirituality doesn't mean we shouldn't have fun, or, we can't enjoy things. We have to enjoy things with a sense of that it doesn't affect us much. That no, we don't long for it again and again. Even if it is not available, we should be okay with that.
Spirituality is all inclusive, not exclusive.
Yes. Very well said.
Okay.
Actually, this Shankaracharya's shloka is coming. I could really hear it. Kamala Gata, what is it? Droplet on the lotus, right? Even after going there, you can remain like that. Lotus, then there is no problem.
Okay. What does Shaila have to say?
Of course, it depends on the situation. Like, which one, what should I decide finally? If it is very important, it is related to our family members, it is near one. So you'll go to the party or the function. Because you already have that knowledge that you are Brahman. So from that point of view, you will be operating in Vyavaharika. So,
what Jayshree ji said, you are saying. Okay.
And if we are not able to go also, we shouldn't worry about it. No, Purnimaji?
Yeah, that is true. That's what. Either way, you should be able to swing it either way. No raga dvesha about it. Okay, here is what, to summarize everything that everyone has said. See, as a seeker, as a mumukshu, now we know there are two paths in life. One is Shreyas and one is Preyas. What is the Shreyas? The Shreyas path is taking us towards our ultimate purpose in life, which is moksha. The prayers part is where our mind and the senses take us. Okay. So now prayers, we know by now that of my own accord, I will not go seeking this prayers thing. It should not overshadow my Shreyas part of it. That much we all know right now, isn't it? We know enough not to let that prayers overcome our Shreyas aspirations. Alva, the mind, we know how much now to control the mind so that it does not overpower my screen. Like everyone said, the screen should always be visible for us wherever we go. Even you go to a party or wherever it is. When we are at such a maturity level, no problem. Go do. Like how Prabhuji also enjoys, like he loves to go to movies. He enjoys it. And wherever you go, you can Vedantify the situation. That much also we have learned. And we know how to watch. Watch not just the situation, but our own mind we are able to watch now. Isn't it? That said, but the compass should always be towards Shreyas. And once you are very mature in this path, you can do what you want. Like yogi is called a Mahabhogi also. Remember? Like Janaka Maharaja, he was a Maharaja. He had everything at his, and he was a Maharaja. He lived an opulent life. And he did all the duties as a Raja, I'm sure, which included enjoyment, isn't it? So Mahabhogi also one can be. That is one aspect. And even in Jnanis, there are various types of Jnanis, levels of Jnanis. Some people are completely in the world, interacting with the world, teaching, enjoying everything they are doing, like Prabhuji. Others are like just like Ramana, just sit in a corner in a loin cloth and sit. So varieties of expressions are there. But the basic binding thing is that firmly holding on to this Brahman knowledge. Like what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said. Chal kapat, this is not Ramakrishna, this is a bhajan. Chal kapat tyag dije, Prabhu ji ki seva kije, Sadguru ki sharan lije, kheliye मैदान में. ये मैदान है ना? What Rajani ji said, all the parties, everything is happening. So that's what the first question we talked about in Svarga Loka, how will you survive? All this will come here. But for seekers, you are still doing the sadhana part. It's very important to protect. What did Paramahamsa say, Ramakrishna? When the sapling is very young, it requires a fence so that elephants don't come and trample it. So we have to draw our own fence here. Shreyas or prayers ka fence is there. And then tie the knowledge of Advaita Vedanta to your pallu. And do what you wish. Satsanga is the primary. First satsanga for all of us. That is the priority. I'm sure, Rajini, if you have a choice between satsanga and some party which does not interfere with your duty, one would choose satsanga. I think that is where we are right now. So from satsanga, once we become mature, automatically, when you hold on to the higher, what Prabhuji says, when we hold on to the higher, automatically the lower will drop. So that's what he keeps saying. Satsangatsve nisangatvam. Then even satsanga will become, no, I just want to be quiet by myself. That stage will also come. And then nisangatve nirmohatvam. All the attachments will drop. Nirmohatve jivan muktihi. Last stage. So depends how I want to define myself. Am at which stage? Am I a sapling? Am I a reasonably strong plant? Or am I a tree which can never be shaken? I have to look at my own evolution and decide. Always keeping my compass towards moksha. Shreyas all the time. ठीक है ना?
Rajini ji should have come to that Janmashtami celebration. This situation was there. You would have enjoyed that live example.
What was a live example? You explain it.
Everything. We were doing so much fun, and children around know, they come up and they will fight with the answers. This is not correct, auntie. You don't know anything. And we were doing virgin also. Prayer was also there. And at the end, we were dancing for more than 1 hour.
No, that is fine, Anupama, because the Sadguru it was happening under the Sadguru's, leadership and what you call supervision. Otherwise, if in a general party, if you go, we are our own Sadguru. We have to keep track of what's happening, isn't it? That's great. Sadguru, it's always fun. Krishna is always fun only. Everyone is dancing. All the gopis are dancing in Ras Leela all the time. Bhakti Bhava is there. Bhakti Bhava was there on the other day in Janmashtami celebrations. That one has to carry all the time, na, with us. That is important, no?
I remember one of this, Sri Krishna, he had Chappan Bhog.
Chappan Bhog.
Chappan Bhog khaya. And somebody asked him कि आपने छप्पन भोग खाया या कुछ भी था? No, it was a rishi. Rishi the, no, like he had छप्पन भोग and the gopis come. And when Krishna asked him, go and ask him, did he know that he had a छप्पन भोग? And he said, नहीं, मैंने तो कुछ नहीं खाया. So that was his state after having छप्पन भोग. It was not that he was lying. It was his state कि मैंने छप्पन भोग कुछ नहीं खाया. For that matter of fact, even Shri Krishna, he was all surrounded with gopis, but he asked, मेरे पास कभी किसी के साथ संबंध नहीं था. In the sense, I did not have any that feminine this thing, because he was so high in the spiritual, even after having chappan bhog, even after being surrounded by the gopis, he was dancing with these gopis, but it was not that. He was not dancing with the gopis at all. It was him. So
what was their state of mind? Both of them. One was
yes.
Nitya Brahmachari and one was Nitya Upavasi. So what is the state of mind? No kartritva, no bhoktrutva.
No kartritva, no.
But
then we have to check our mind. Am I into the situation, or am like everything happening around me also? I'm still not in this thing. Even chappan bhog khaya, maybe, yeah, we enjoy. But there was even a Sadguru, by the doctor, he was told that you can't even have salt in his food. But wo aise kha rahe the, yum, yum, yum. And the person next sitting to him, Guruji, this food must be very tasty. And he said, why don't you taste? And oh, what are you eating? So yes, he could not even take one bite of it. But he said, I'm enjoying this food. So that is also the state. अब मुझे इतना tasty खाना चाहिए और इतना नहीं चाहिए. So I have to understand where I stand. Like I am the very small sapling that we are growing. So I need to protect myself also.
Ma'am, the crux of the problem is, who is that I am? Is that I am is a thinking mind? Is that I am is a thinking mind or a non-thinking mind?
Mostly thinking mind.
So if as long as I am thinking mind, I think as much as I have to avoid, because I cannot escape from raga.
All questions are for Jiva.
Yes.
Correct.
Jiva has to ask finally, who am I?
So this bhoga, to the greater extent, should be avoided, as you rightly said, like a fencing. Till that stability, spiritual stability or psychological stability. First of all, we don't have that psychological stability. With spiritual stability alone, psychological stability can come. Later, wherever one goes, because it is not mental object. Ahankara is not driving. There is no room for ahankara, for the delusion. So from that time onwards, there is no problem. During the initial times, as you rightly said, that fencing, guarding, whatever sadhana we are doing, it is like 45-degree steep climbing 45-degree steep mountain. If we lose our attention, we will slip. Snake and ladder.
Also, for a beginner, the rules are very loose. Okay. You start on the path. You start on the path. Let us not make it so strict that you lose interest in it. You don't get even in one little interest also, you will lose. So for beginners, Prabhuji always gives a long rope with which we should not hang ourselves. We should try to climb. So for beginners, loose. As you grow, they'll become tighter because you are able to take it. Isn't it? For a beginner only, if you tell hundreds of conditions, they'll not even start walking on the path. So here we come back to the favorite joke. There were two sadhakas. And one was, both of them was allowed a good smoke. Okay. One was a very serious fellow. He went and asked the master, Master, during meditation, I feel like smoking. Is it okay? Master said, what nonsense. While you are meditating, you should meditate. You are not supposed to have a desire for smoke. And so the fellow went back with tail between his legs. The other sadhaka came and he was a very smart chap. So he asked, Master, I feel like meditating while I'm smoking. Shall I do that? Master was very happy. Yes, yes. While smoking also, you should meditate. See, what is the approach you want to take? Depends on us. So meditate all the time, but don't smoke all the time. Right?
Actually, ma'am, as you rightly said, journey to the God is easier. Journey in the God is difficult.
Journey within God is easier.
Within God.
Towards God is harder.
Towards is easier.
Towards is
because we can easily collapse.
easier.
Because of this sense pleasures, right? So once you are established in that anchor, then there is no problem.
Yeah.
So till the time it becomes reality, as Prabhuji says, till the time it seeps into unconscious, subconscious mind. So it is very slippery.
Yes, slippery slope.
Yes.
So it depends, yeah, how much of a mumukshatva I have. It depends on that, Rajini. Ultimately, bottom line is, I am the only pramana for my intensity. So the more the intensity, automatically the others will drop. You don't care if you, bother your people around you. All that will drop, I think. I don't know. Right now, we are all doing as a Gruhasthas, we are all doing the balancing act.
Yeah, true.
So I would like to be like the second smart person who said, while during Grantha, I am pursuing Vedanta. Yes, great. So probably I'm in that stage right now. Not full-time Vedanti, but part-time Gruhastha Ashrama Vedanti. That's how I would look at myself. But that background is always there. I think all of us can claim that right now, isn't it? That's good. I think we are all on the right track. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. That's good enough. It will take us a long way. And what did Prabhuji say the other day? As long as you're doing Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, you're good. Let's ensure that. That we need to ensure all the time. Never let go of the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That's it. That should be the focus. Then you do whatever you want in your other time. Right?
Sure.
Good, no? Can we go to the next? What else can we do today? Who is a Gnani? Some questions I had noted down for what talk I have forgotten. Who is a Gnani and who is a Sthitapagna? That more or less we know. One who walks the talk.
I think that is previous talks.
Previous class, sir. Okay. So if a Sthitaprajna or a Gnani is always established in equanimity, does he have emotions or what? Does he display emotions? Is the next question. It is said that Lord Krishna cried when Abhimanyu died. How do you explain that? And Krishna, there is incidents of how Krishna Bhagavan got angry also during the war. He got angry with Bhishma. So how do you explain that? Can we explain that? Want to try?
When there is body-mind complex, these emotions will be.
Yeah.
Even for a avatara, I think. And maybe they know they're crying. Like people like us, we will be so much involved in it, but they know it is it's just the mind part of them which is making them cry, but they'll be well aware of it.
Okay, that's one answer. Next, what else? Who wants to pitch in with that?
As a body mind complex, there are certain roles to be played. So, part of that role, these emotions should be displayed. There is no other option there, no. So, that is also needed while carrying, but they are well aware of that. I am not this, but for this particular situation, this has to be done.
I'm a role. I'm playing a role is always there in them. Very nice.
When you are playing a mother's role, when you punish a child for doing the wrong thing, you have to tell them, raise your voice, punish them, and come back, do the role, justify the role.
Correct. Very nice. Correct.
Yeah. So it is situational, as Anupama said, and as even it helps to guide you. Suppose there is a show of an affection towards what you do right, even by Guruji, or you are little low. So to push you up, he will express his expressions. He will shower you with love, with compassion. He will understand the situation, because he would know that you are not in the same situation as he himself is at this particular point of time. So he is compassionate to the situation that you are in. It is not that he is in that situation, he is much higher, he understands, but just he comes to your level to raise you or whatever it is. So he will come and he will pull you up from that situation. But never negating that situation where you are in right now. So he will lift you up, but with a lot of compassion and love. So he expresses that.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. You want to add something to that, Shaila? Shaila is around or no?
I'm here, madam. I'm here. I wanted to say same thing. Like whatever duties I do, the I. So in that this thing, I will respond accordingly.
Okay. So yeah, and all these avatara purushas and mahatmas, if they show any anger, it is because that situation needed it, and the person needed it, and it is for to set an example, to show there is a lesson in it for everyone. That's why they'll get angry, no, or happy, or sad. All the emotions, everything that a Sita Prajna Jivan Mukta does is a lesson for us. We should be able to understand what is happening. That's all.
So how is that possible? How is that possible? Because the person who is established in that
the self
is nirguna and nirakara.
Nirguna.
What is nirguna? Sorry, what is nirakara? Akara means, recently I heard Jagadguru Ramabhadracharya's speech on this, nirakara. It is beautiful. Actually, I was an assumption, nirakara means formless. That is, I was under the impression that it is formless. It is one part of it. Akara means there is a form. Nirakara means, let us keep it open. Anakara, which cannot take any shape, any form. So Nirakara is the one which doesn't have any form, and it can take any forms, any type of forms. So if we look at our mind, when it gets into that Nirakara state, it is one with the self. When there are variations, it is it is away from the self. So to express these emotions, that Nirakara can influence the mind to introduce these variations selectively. There is a choice. Even though it is the person is established. Actually, it's always established in self, but this illusion is not there. That Purva Vasanas certainly will rise. So whether to allow those Vasanas or cut it, nip in the while rising itself, it depends on that.
All right, so we'll wind up for today. Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Nano Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Satchidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.